I guess the worst design decision, there's several. The worst design decision I ever made, well, right now the only thing that comes to mind is that Pepto-Bismol pink wall that I did in my kitchen. And it was supposed to be like a mauve because mauve was really hot back in that day, but it was very Pepto-Bismol-y. So I would think, and that's the only thing that's coming to mind right now. I'm sure there are many, many bad design choices I've made through the years.
What is the worst design decision Mom has ever made? A lavender, Pepto-Bismol pink, and teal southwestern print couch. 2 of them. In a L shape in the living room. This woman, the reason we have a design business is because she commits to a style. You want to go Coastal Farmhouse? She's going to run all the way Coastal Farmhouse. You can't be, she's a committed person. And when in the 90s, that southwestern, the pastel southwestern style, man, she did it. The walls, the wallpaper, everything.
Okay, in 10 years, I think, why did we do everything white? Might be the question. Now we're moving away from that and adding more colors, but in 10 years, we might be like, oh my goodness, we have white countertops, white cabinets, white floors, white walls, and I think that might be something that would make us stuck, especially the white stone counters, the quartz or the marble, or that's going to date us.
I think a trend that we won't love that we did in 10 years or maybe even sooner would be layered rugs. I think they look really cool, but it just doesn't seem classic to me. I've seen it and I enjoy it and I like it. I just think that'll be one of the things where like, why did we do that? Why did we layer our rugs? Why did we have a pastel southwestern couch? So.
Oh, I think, like I said, things of nature, wood beams in the ceiling will never go out of style. Stone counters and walls and floors and things that really are made by God, and we consider them valuable and we like to have them in our home for texture and warmth, and I think those things will never go out of style. Oh, well, okay, so I still think there's a place for this. I still feel like, turn him around, Shelby, because so people can really get the full effect. He's got a corn stalk and everything. So when we were in Jamaica, right after we got married, there was these wood carvers making these giant parrots. And at the time I had a room that had a tropical theme. Like I had the fan blades that looked like palm fronds and everything, which is coming back in style, by the way. And so I told my husband I wanted to buy this parrot, and he literally, proved his love by lugging it through 3 different airports and over his shoulder, carrying this parrot home for me. So now at this point, what do? You can't get rid of it because, it has so much nostalgia and meaning, and it's just like, it's a symbol of my husband's love for me. And so at this point, I think the best place for him is either the attic, the garage, and possibly I could design a space on the patio where I could utilize him. I feel like if I got really funky and really tropical and crazy, I could probably do that. But at this point, he has no place to live in our home.
I mean, if I want to seriously, like if you told me I'm required to use this, like my first gut reaction is just don't. Like no wooden birds from Jamaica. But if I had to, like if there was no way around it and this was my one thing, I think you could go like kind of bohemian or something. like a hanging swing from a ceiling and some macrame and some...
Yes! I have a great idea. I'm gonna use them again. You know I want to do a hanging chair swing.
Like the Vietnamese rooster catcher pendants.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Stop yelling, this is my time.
So excited. That's it. That's what's going in the guest room. Okay, I used to be a really big fan of themed rooms, and now I just feel like overall the feel of a house, like we call this a coastal farmhouse, is one thing, but to get super niche-y and themed, like you're just gonna really be stuck there. Like I think it's okay to decorate with themes at the holidays. Like I've always wanted to have like a tree that was dedicated to dogs, and I found a French bulldog themed tree last year, and I would have loved to have used that, but Shelby stopped me from purchasing all the French bulldogs that I could find. So anyway, I would say
no. I think themes are a horrible design decision. I've watched my mom do them. She did a jungle themed guest room, and she brought a wood carved bird from Jamaica, and it's unacceptable. I think if you want to have fun and go themey, a kid's room is the way to go. You can get wild in like a game room or a kid's room. I've seen the cutest like dog wallpaper on a back wall. I think you can do that sophisticated. Just don't do that to your guests. I don't know why we do that in our guest rooms. Why do we go like American flag? Don't be offended. We've all done it. We really go themey in our guest rooms. Just, you've done it.
I feel like my style has evolved into something a little more sophisticated. As you remember from the parrot days, it wasn't quite as sophisticated. I had a wall in my first home that my husband said was Pepto-Bismol pink.
I don't have any design regrets yet. I just haven't lived long enough. So I'm going to title the video, "The Worst Design Decisions We've Ever Made."
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.